I have a saying, timing is always better than time. And nothing happens before it's time.
I think that with what's coming in the future, the world will see the beauty that is Liberty City.
I lived in an area called Liberty Square in the 1960s, and that project was a vision that was shared with families as they relocated them from the Overtown area. The housing was new. Individuals had the opportunity to begin to look at how they would prepare for their lives moving forward. It gave individuals an opportunity to dream and how they would make footprints in the sands of time. We all looked at it as just being an initial place that we would reside because we had future plans and aspirations that we would subsequently become a part of the American dream, and that it would be home ownership.
I grew up here as a child. My first residence was in what they call the projects next to Northwestern. And then we moved out here, and my brother, Edward Doyle, built this house himself. And this community was mostly white. You know, so not many black people had moved over here. I think we were only the second group that lived here. When we came here, this area was very vibrant. We had stores, we had schools, and we also had nightclubs. Nightclubs that people like Aretha Franklin, James Brown, I mean, all the top entertainers came here, right over there on 7th Avenue.
We had a viable community. We had businesses that were all owned and operated by individuals of color. On 15th Avenue, we had the Miami Times. We had a self-sustaining community, and the other part of it is that our dollars stayed in our community and circulated many times over, which gave us further economic stability.
When that ride started, at that time I was working for Life of Georgia Insurance Company as an insurance agent. And I was driving back home here, and I saw this guy standing on the corner waving a gun.
It was not a riot, it was a rebellion. And I say it was a rebellion because you can only deprive, deny, allow for situations of inequality to occur, to allow for brutalization by police officers, and all of the things that do not allow for amicable coexistence.
I really don't believe justice was done, but I feel like in the end it will be done.
We saw all of the devious things that were done to cover up that behavior. And through it all, in the judiciary system, it did not render a verdict that said, we value you, people of dark skin, we value you as any other citizen. It gave only the message that you don't matter.
The aftermath. Stores burned down, houses burned, nowhere to go for the amenities that most communities have. It was destructive.
You can only endure, you can only internally justify things for a period of time and then there's this disruption. Our communities have always been on the side of promises unkept. I didn't see it as a riot. It's a response to the ills of our society. And, you know, it was saying, we're just not going to take it anymore.
When you walk here, when you come here, and you look at areas that are close by downtown, Brickell, and you're like, well, what's going on? What's going on with Liberty City? Why is anything happening here? And then you say, well, you know what? We need to help. We need to create pathways for people who are just trying and struggling and just can't figure out how to do it. And I think it becomes a human effort. If you know something, help your brother, help your sister, show them the way. You might not know everything, but you can extend that to them. So for me, having the passion for building and creating communities, I wanted to pour that into Liberty City. The Northwest 54th Street Revival Project is very dear to me. I came to this area about 3 years ago working on a project called Liberty Square. I consider that project my baptism by fire. I got to see the other side of how the world really lives. Those who don't have, those who are struggling. And I said, you know what, I want to do something different. I want to do something that has impact, that I could help change my community one house at a time, one person at a time. So I came up with this project, the Northwest 54th Street Revival. And why revival? Because when you come to Liberty City, what you see are churches, right? The Black community, we're rooted in church.
The 54th Street Revival, this development, this is more than just a redevelopment of the community. It's a reshaping of our culture. When you think of New York as a Black person, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Harlem. When you think about Washington, D.C., you think about Chocolate City. When you think about New Orleans, you think of French Quarter. When you think about Los Angeles as it relates to us, you think about, South Central and so on and so forth. There are some very unique urban centers that people would not enjoy because of the negative connotations that have been associated with certain areas. We want to change that paradigm. We want to change that mindset. The unique thing about living in Miami, we are Black people, but you have African Americans who are Black, you have Haitian Americans who are Black, you have Jamaican Americans who are Black, you have Bahamian Americans who are Black. So it's a beautiful thing to know that we're all Black, but we all have some different cultural aspects to add to this, which makes it such a sweet thing to take part of, and to be a part of that. Oh man, it's mind-blowing just to envision what can happen.
So with this project in general, we're trying to address a lot of issues in Miami-Dade County. One, housing.
There's a shortage of housing stock. Addressing that front on, making sure that we have housing stock for all ages, and having a more of a live-in place type of situation where you can kind of have the kids along with seniors, but then also as people try to age out of your typical age group, that you also can stay here. You don't have to move or relocate or anything to that sort. So that's really part of it.
So as part of the project, we're going to have a senior building. One of the issues that when we're walking and we're knocking on the doors, we see a lot of elderly by themselves, elderly in the 80s, 90s living by themselves. So we want to address senior housing. Not only that, we wanted to bring in restaurants and retail and jobs. We want to bring all these wonderful things that's in every other neighborhood. Every great neighborhood has a mixture of all these things.
Revival. It's a renewal of spirit. It is a new consciousness of mind. It is a new paradigm for people to see that, Yeah, I've come from Liberty City. I'm proud about where I come from.
The misconception is that Liberty City is the most violent place to live, okay? And that's a bad misconception.
We sit in what we will call the proverbial first 48, but we can walk around this community. We can shop in this community. We can go to the gas station and not have to keep looking around. There are people in this community that are good people.
If others can see the value of this city externally, we who live here should make it what we want it to be so that it serves us better than those just coming to get many times the best of our city when we don't even appreciate and know all the intricacies and all of the things that it has provided for far so many of us.
If they can make a Wynwood, why can't they make a 54th Street revival? If they can make Midtown, why can't we have Midtown in Liberty City? If they can do a Cocoa Walk in Coconut Grove, why can't we have this in our community? And I think we can, I think we will, and I think that Liberty City, the city of Miami, will be the better because of this development coming to our city.